So, chapter 21 is right around the corner, and you know what that means. We just got a brand new teaser for the new chapter. I watched it, and then I watched it like 20 more times, and to be frankly honest, it both confuses me and solidifies what I think it is. I think it's definitely a licensed killer. I just don't know what, and I gotta say, Dead by Daylight does a really good job of confusing players and making them second guess themselves. I'm gonna quickly show the trailer to you, and then I will give you my thoughts and opinions on what this means. So obviously, big things out of the way. It's a old-fashioned TV, and somebody is playing a VHS on the screen, and it flashes a couple of red images, and then it goes away. And that's what we know from the first viewing. And I watched it a couple times, and I realized that, of course, everyone also realized that the top left corner, the top right corner has 1987 on it. Which is very much correlated to Five Nights at Freddy's because they have the bite of 1987 as like one of their main focal points in their franchise. That's a big event that builds on the story. So a lot of Five Nights at Freddy's fans are like, hey, that's Five Nights at Freddy's. I wasn't too convinced that that is the thing, because Paulie has said a lot of like Hellraiser things, like the letters and how they could correlate. But it's interesting, because now it can go either way from me. Something that did catch my eye in the bottom left corner was the SLP and how that translates into all of this. And obviously we've seen the footage, red splashes, so this is a tape of either someone being murdered or someone finding like a body or something. But I did a little bit of research on what SLP means for VHSs, and what I found is that there is one of the three settings for recording tape speed. The first setting is standard play, SP. The next one is long play, LP. And then the last one is super long play, SLP. And those settings indicate and dictate not only the available recording lengths, but also the picture quality as well. So that leads me to believe that SLP means that this video that we're watching is taking we're getting like a short clip from something that's been recording for a very long time. And I'm thinking to myself, what records things for a very long time? Security cameras. What game do I know of that has security cameras? Five Nights at Freddy's. And if not security cameras, then maybe it's the cameras of like the animatronics, because they've been known to have cameras in their eyes to detect, like in the second game, detect bad guys or something. But I still think it's just the security cameras. And then probably completely off the subject, and this is just throwing a curveball out there, but the very end, when the TV screen goes black and Dead by Daylight logo shows up, that is very reminiscent of what happens in the first game when you run out of power, right? When you run out of power in the first game, everything in your office turns off, it gets really dark, and you hear this like whirring noise, like engines whirring down or ventilation shutting down, and then silence, and then you die. Same thing kind of happens in this trailer. It gives me that vibe. That's a huge stretch. And it's not like that definitely means anything. But now I'm like really leaning towards a Five Nights at Freddy's chapter. The only reason why I don't think this is gonna happen is because there is a lot of conflict with, the people who own Five Nights at Freddy's and all that, all the issues you would have if you would put Five Nights at Freddy's into it, into Dead by Daylight, all that conflict. But, I mean, all the clues point there. Unless 1987 is a red herring. In that case, they did a really good job because I'm making a whole video on it. But it really just does feel like this chapter is screaming Five Nights at Freddy's. So, that's my theory for now. What do you guys think? Let me know. I'm very curious as to what you've seen after rewatching it. Does the red blood splotches mean anything in particular, or is it just red blood splotches? Is there something hidden on the cassette player? Because I just looked at it and it seems all blurred out, or just normal like play, stop, resumed, pause buttons. Alright, that's about it for me. Thank you for watching. And I guess we'll see here in about a week what this really is.